Hey everyone, Jessie here from My Life in Arts and Crafts, and today I'm going to give you a little quick tutorial using the new fall items from Kadoodle Designs. So for this one, I am using the borders. I thought they would be great in my planner. So I have already got some stickers that I'm making right here with the colors. And if you're interested in learning how to make simple, easy, quick block squares for your planner, I will have a more complete video coming out in a few days. So for this, I'm just focusing on the borders. So I have the borders. I'm going to show you from start to finish how to do the borders. So I'm going to grab my downloads, fall borders. I'm going to use the JPEG. You don't want to use the SVG if you want the pretty colored images. Comes in ginormous, so I'm going to scale this down to 8 just to make it easier to work with. And the next thing I like to do when I'm doing borders is you can either cut it or you can trace it all as a whole. It's up to you. If you want to trace the whole thing now, that's fine. I find it easier to cut them apart first because then I can fine-tune each row. So for this, you want to zoom in to your square. You're going to take your cut tool, and you can use this in the basic edition or the designer edition because you're just using the straight. You're going to cut these apart. So you're just going to cut straight across. Doesn't have to be a straight line, doesn't matter. You're just going to cut across. I'm trying to make sure that you separate them and don't cut through the other row. Okay, so there's all 3 rows. I hit escape to get off my cut tool. And then here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so then you go to the trace window, select trace area, select over top of it. It's pretty good. You can mess with it a little bit if you wanted to. That's fine. I'll leave it like that. I'm going to hit trace outer edge. And then if I slide this down, you can see the edge. Now what I'm going to do is select through both of them, hold down shift, and then click on the white space to deselect the JPEG because I only want that cut line selected. Now I'm going to go to offset. I'm going to do an internal offset of just a little tiny bit. Okay, so it's going to be 0.026. And this is just going to make it so that when I print them out and cut them out, it will make sure that I have color all the way to the edge. Okay, so now I can zoom in again, and you can see where it's going to cut rather than cutting and leaving little bits of white space. So now I want to select that first cut line and delete it. And let me see if I can make this line a little bit bolder so you can see it easier. See, now you can see where it's going to cut. It's going to be a little bit wonky just because it's not going all the way to the edge. Like the leaves aren't going to be quite as defined necessarily. You might lose some space down here. Whoa. Where'd it go? Lost it. So you're going to lose some space down here, but honestly, I'm okay with that. That doesn't really bother me. So, anyway. I'm gonna get rid of that one then. I'll get rid of this bit then. This thing. Whoa. Anyway, so you get the idea. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna do that with all 3 of these other ones. And then what I can do is, depending on where I want this on my page, these are sized to be about the size of my planner page, so these will be fine. Ooh, excuse me. You can always size them smaller once you have your cut line. Just make sure you group them together. This one already has the cut line on it, and so does this one. So what I've done is I've just mirrored it so that I have two opposite ones for my planner page for the tops. So I'm going to get these printed, and I'm going to get them all set up and then printed, and then I will show you what my layout looks like.